This driving force of my research is inherently linked to my positionality, as research suggests. Research of positionality is not a methodological limitation, but a fundamental influence on the research topic and the questions we choose to ask. My research is a direct extension of my identity, a latent force, shaped by a biography spanning over 2 decades as a teacher and my current role as a tertiary education manager. I do not approach this inquiry as a disinterested academic seeking detached truths. Instead, my professional history provides a conceptual repertoire and sensibilities that drive my concern for social disparities. Growing up in a working-class Liverpool family, my worldview was forged by a visceral response to the perceived marginalisation of my region through political agendas of deprivation. This history instilled a deep-seated commitment to the underdog and a suspicion of systems that appear to set up to fail people. While I acknowledge that my education and my career have transitioned me and my family into the middle classes, this background remains my conceptual lens, determining what I value as noteworthy and valid within the Irish Unified Tertiary Education System. My desire to interrogate whether educational pathways truly widen access or merely maintain them and our society aligns me initially with the interpretivist paradigm. However, as I seek to bridge the gap between policy and lived reality of learners, I find myself moving towards a critical and transformative paradigm. This shift is driven by the belief that research should aim for emancipation and social transformation. My values are not a bias to be eliminated, but they are the very foundation upon which I can interpret ambiguous data and build bridges of empathy with participants. Acknowledging this positionality is not a methodological limitation, but an act of transparency that will provide my study with clarity and credibility. I am acutely aware of the insider-outsider tension inherent in being a former practitioner, researching a section in which I now build pathways and help manage. I recognise that my identity is a dynamic intersectional space where my history and my current role interplay to construct my stance. To ensure the trustworthiness and integrity of my work, I must remain vigilant against being blinded by the familiar, assuming I have the answers because of my professional history rather than probing deeper. I must also guard against the agony of omission, ensuring that my political worldview doesn't leave me to unfairly exclude data that contradicts my own assumptions. By interrogating my own motivations through this reflexive lens, I aim to ensure that my commitment to social justice does not descend into navel-gazing or othering participants, but instead serves as a rigorous interrogation of the power structures that define educational access.